Hi, I'm Madeline, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you the Alpine stitch. For this stitch you will need to know the single crochet and the double crochet, and this pattern calls for a row of odd number stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 12 to give me 11 single crochets on my first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to go ahead and just single crochet in each stitch across the row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and that chain will count as a stitch. So we're going to count this chain 2 as a double crochet. We're going to skip this first one and do our next double in the second stitch here. And we're just going to double crochet down this row. Now the first 3 rows of this pattern are really kind of just setup rows to get you set up properly for the variation and placement of the double that creates the look of the Alpine stitch. Okay, and we have 2 more. 1 and 2. Okay, so we have now 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now we'll do one more row of singles across this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and our 11th is going to go into the chain from the previous row because we're counting that as a stitch. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Again, that counts as a stitch. So our first stitch that we do, our first double that we do, is actually going to be a variation in placement. So we're going to place this around the post of this double crochet from 2 rows back. So here's our single row here, and we're going to be working around the post of the double from 2 rows back. I'm going to yarn over, insert our hook under the post, and then come back up so it's still on the front side. This is what it looks like on the back, and then we're going to just complete a double crochet as normal. Yarn over, pull through, and you're going to want to give yourself a little bit of room here, so pull that stitch up before you complete the double. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Then we're going to skip this next stitch here because we're accounting for that stitch here with our front post double crochet. We're going to place a regular double into the next single from the previous row. Then we're going to yarn over, skip this post, and place our next front post double crochet around this post here. So that is the 1, 2, 3, 4th post. Yarn over and draw through to connect. Make sure you're not tight there. Yarn over and draw through 2. Yarn over and draw through 2. Then we have our next stitch with a standard placement of our double. And then we're going to do another front post here. Front post double crochet, yarn over and draw through to connect. Yarn over and draw through 2. Yarn over, draw through 2. So you can see now it's starting to get the texture of the Alpine stitch. Yarn over, regular double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now, I want to show you on the back we have some blank spaces here. That's okay because we're skipping those stitches, but that's where we're placing our front post double crochets. Yarn over, insert around the next post, yarn over and draw through to connect, yarn over and draw 2, yarn over and draw through 2. Yarn over, standard placement here. And then we'll complete one more front post right here, yarn over around the post, yarn over and draw through to connect, pull up, yarn over and draw through 2, yarn over and draw through 2. And then our last stitch is going to be placed in the last single here. And that's just a standard placement of the double. We're going to chain 1, turn, and complete 1 row of single crochets all the way down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and our 11th is going into the chain from our chain 2 from the previous row. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, count that as a stitch. Now this row is a little bit different because we're going to skip the first one, but what we're going to do from here on out is we're going to place a standard double crochet directly above any of our front post double crochets. And then we're going to front post around where we placed our standard double crochets. Yarn over, skip that first stitch because we have our chain 2, and just complete a double crochet. Then we're going to place a front post double crochet around our double crochet from 2 rows back. Then we're going to place one regular right above where we did our last front post from the 2 rows back. We're going to yarn over, insert around this regular double crochet, and then complete our double. And then we're going to place a regular double crochet above our front post double crochet from before. Yarn over, front post around this double. And you will continue that down the length of your row. And then the last 2 on this one are going to be just regular double crochets because you don't want to put a front post around the end there. Chain 1, turn, and single crochet across this row. And that's 10, and this is 11. Chain 2, and then we're going to be repeating the first row of front post double crochets that we did. So we're skip the first here, yarn over, front post double crochet around that regular double crochet from 2 rows back. Then we're going to place a regular double crochet above our front post. And then we're going to front post double crochet around our regular double crochet. Regular double crochet over our front post around our regular. And if you remember that going with this pattern, it's a pretty simple pattern. And you only need to know the single and the double. It's just the placement that's a little bit different. And whoops, I lost all my yarn there. I'll try that again. Here we go. And this is my last front post here. And then I will double crochet into that last single. It's really a pretty stitch. I'm going to chain 1, turn, and how you would finish off this off when you were done and you had the length that you wanted, you would just do a single crochet row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Just make sure you're doing that last single crochet into the chain of your previous row. And there you have it. It's the Alpine stitch. It's really a fun stitch. It works up very quickly and you get this nice kind of rippled textured look on it. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.